multiple times, and none of it was ever actually literal.
Yeah, I mean, I received the same threats.
Yes.
So, it's California. I'm not surprised, but at the end of the day, I don't think I know a young man who did not have his dad threaten to beat his ass at some point.
Well, in the part of the country that we grew up in, which is Southwest Missouri, Southeast Kansas, it's considered the conservative Bible Belt, the Midwest, the 4 states.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't uncommon for your mom or your dad to say that. And, the translation there was, if you don't do that, whatever that is, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Even as a kid, growing up, we didn't look at that as we were actually going to get our ass beat.
Yeah.
You're going to get grounded. You're going to get your bike taken away, something like that.
I mean, I was never afraid of getting suplexed onto the concrete. I was a little worried about a wooden spoon, but that was about it. And that was more likely to come from probably my mom.
Yeah.
Look at
Very
that
Italian.
I was never in fear of being curb stomped, but, maybe like hit on the arm or something, sure. But that's
Exactly.
generally what
That was weird to me.
Go back just a little, like.
Okay,
yeah,
watch his face when
Watch it.
this guy says curb stomped.
Yeah.
When he says, his reaction is fucking weird, man. Watch.
Onto the concrete. I was a little worried about a wooden spoon, but that was about it. And that was more likely to come from probably my mom.
Yeah.
Very Italian.
I was never in fear of being curb stomped, but, maybe like hit on the arm or something, sure. But that's generally when, something was trying to be communicated that was not sinking in.
Why did he have that reaction?
It looks like a reaction that you give when you're, like, usually very, like, seething anger.
I mean, why did they even say curb stomped? Like,
yeah, that's a really, like,
that's a graphic fucking
I don't
thing,
think of
right?
that when I'm thinking of, like, punishing children. I think of, like, switches, and when my mom would grow a bush or, like, go pull a switch off the bush,
Hey, JC, you're up here.
Hi, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. I'm just listening to this, and I just have to say, so I was in one of the Facebook groups last night, I think it was, and someone said, like, nobody needs to strike a child. And I said, basically, I just think that, like, all children are different, okay? Like, some children don't need it, some children do need it. My parents were both teachers, and boy, did they ever strike me. And guess what? They even struck me with a belt. Did I need it? Absolutely. Was I abused? Absolutely not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a line.
No, I get you. And, there's a lot of people that look at that as discipline. And I get what you're saying. Abuse, I guess by the legal terms is like leaving marks, right?
I mean, I was a mouthy little sassy pot, and I needed it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was never spanked. So, I don't know. Maybe that's what's wrong
I
with
was routinely spanked. I can't imagine why.
I was, yeah, like.
Oh, my God, it's so true.
Not a million years, huh, Crimson?
No. Can't imagine that.
I don't know a lot about, like, disciplining kids with disabilities like Sebastian, but it doesn't seem to me like, I mean, he had autism, but he was high functioning, correct?
Yes, and at the time that was given, that one, like, lick on the outside of his clothing was given by Chris that they want to keep, driving home about. It was on the outside of his clothing, and,
oh my gosh.
Parenting in the South, let's just be honest.
It was one swat on the buttocks on the outside of his clothes. That's what he said.
Right.
Yeah, but y'all still got to admit, too, there's some kids out here, and I know this because I'm just saying, I know someone who has a brother, that it didn't matter how many spankings he got. It didn't matter how much trouble he got in. Listen to me, okay? This boy was so bad, he did not care. There was a point whenever his parents literally had to take leather straps and nail him to the floor. And DHS was okay with that because they had already given up on this child. DHS gave up on this child. He was so mean. Point whenever his parents literally had to take leather straps and nail him to the floor, and DHS was okay with that because they had already given up on this child. DHS gave up on this child. He was so mean. Some kids, it doesn't matter, what you have to. I agree. There are some children, yes, with corporal punishment, it might help. Just to.
Well, we're not talking about corporal punishment, really. I mean, it's kind of off topic of what they're saying because Aiden is talking about, comparing it to like, oh, I've never, been threatened to be curb stomped or anything. And Seth has an emotional reaction to that. And I thought that was interesting.
Not only that, but I find that hard to believe. So, just as a content creator, I think we've all had people that have said, you know what I'm saying?
Curb stomped?
Well, in different terms.
I've never had anybody, not to my face anyways.
Well, not to my face. But
that's pretty freaking violent, man.
Online. Yeah.
If someone said they wanted to curb, I did have a lady. Oh, she was an odd one. She said that she was gonna like skin dance on my grave or some shit. I was like, what? Yeah, she said she was Cajun. Hey, is she? Yeah, this lady that used to come in my chats in like 2018. She was like, oh, like Foxy Bot was her name. And she would tell me she was Cajun and she was gonna fucking skin walk. That's what it was. Skin walk on my grave or something wild and weird and it creeped me out. But I feel the same way if someone said they were gonna curb stomp me. Like, no, you're not. That's like American History X type shit.